Making ends.
Gotta get the theme music in.
See, I want to be blessed. I don't want to be blessed. I want to be blessed to be a blessing.
I want to be blessed to be a blessing.
I want to live my life in the
Overflow.
I want to have more than enough. Check this out. Well, it's time for me to start to elevate. Been down too long, time to graduate. Mount up my wings like an eagle, you see. Turn all my dreams to reality. Ain't nothing on this earth gonna hold me back from my heart desires. He promised that if I have faith, if I believe, faith size of a mustard seed. I want to be blessed to be a blessing. Prosperous life, no more stressing. That won't know me from the moon to the sun. He'll keep blessing me in every session. I got to do something with this life he give. His plan for me, that's what I wanna live. As long as I got God on my side, the hater just gonna have to let me fly. What? Yes, what we doing? In the overflow. In the overflow. I wanna be blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living, yes I am. In the overflow. In the overflow. Come on, man, y'all dance with me. Y'all dance with me. Come on, Hogs. Let's go. Oh, yes, I am. Y'all get crunk. In the overflow. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? See, we got to speak that thing into existence. Because it gonna happen. You gotta believe it. In your heart. And in your life. And in your soul. So you gotta repeat this after me. See what you say, so you can say what you heard. Say, I wanna be living. I gotta be living. Hey, 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 and I'm gonna hey, 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 hey. Y'all ready? 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 Hey, 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 who wanna live in the overflow? Hey, I see my boy Jermaine. I see my boy True. Hey, 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 hey. All right, that's it, y'all. That's it, y'all. I know y'all had enough of that right there. That song right there is Overflow by yours truly. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't live in overflow. Listen, and welcome to the show, Overflow, the everyday people show. The show where folks like who, me, and you get to come on and just chop it up. So y'all gonna tell the brother what's on y'all mind today. Today, we're going to be talking about what everybody else talking about, man. Is Cube a sellout? Did Ice Cube sell the black people out and went to, and sat at the table with Donald Trump? Woo-wee, man. Hey, they tearing the boy up, man. They tearing my boy Cube up, man. But listen, Cube makes some good points. You know, he going to sit down, talk to whoever, talk to him. But he got a song, got dogging Donald Trump, but he sat at the table with the devil. We're going to chop it up. Let me bring my co-host in, man. Let me bring my boy in, Jermaine. He said he going to be alone, y'all. He's just going to chop it up for like a second. Hey, Jermaine, what's up, man?
Yo, what up? What up, G? What's happening?
Bring you in first, man, because you leaving the show, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Dr. Pato. I'm a Dr. Pato.
I got to get it in before I get off.
Hey, man, I know it, man. What my boy Careers, man? Charisma, what's up, man? Black man.
I'm here, broski.
You hear in the fact, bro? That what's up, man? Y'all ready to chop this thing up, man?
Yeah, man.
Let me bring. I see. We got a new co-host, man. You know what I'm saying? True, what's up, man?
What's happening, y'all?
You ready to chop this thing up, man?
What's up,
hey, you ready to dog? You ready to dog Cube out with me, man? You ready to dog Cube out with me?
I went and did some research. And he said he didn't meet with no president.
There you go.
Somebody lied.
He said that he didn't really care who he met with. He just wanted to like put his idea out there, and
Right.
he called it.
We gonna chop it up. Hold on, y'all know you ready to chop at the bit, but we gonna chop it up. I got some more guests to bring in, man. I got my co-host, man. That he is. Foo, what's up, man? That man, he'll be driving every time I see him. He got to drive somewhere, man. Man, got gas on the chair. What's up, bro? What going on, man?
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
I got to bring one more person in. I got my boy, man, host of Real Tailgaters, my bookie in the high school defensive end. My boy, Mike Hall, back in the place to be.
Mike,
what's up, Mike? Yeah, he back, man.
Mike been missing in action.
Yeah, y'all ran him out last time, man.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Okay, I'm just checking.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, guys?
Yo, let me get mine out the way first before everybody starts, because I got to go. So, since we talking about this Ice Cube thing, right? So the question you got to ask is, I want y'all to answer these questions, and I'll just get back in the chat wherever I can fit in at throughout the show. But who do black people want to represent us? Because apparently it ain't Cube. They saying Cube don't represent. He don't represent us. That's why I saw a lot of people saying Cube don't represent. What make him think he represents, black people or whatever. So that was one thing. Then the other thing is, well, like Truce came on and said, they misquoting him saying that he went and met with Donald Trump. He didn't meet with Donald Trump. They came to him. The Republican Party came to him, and the Democratic Party came to him. The Democratic Party told him to go sit in the corner and wait until after the election, and the Republican Party said, "Well, hey, let's come on and talk." Right. So that's number two. Number three is, why is it that Ice Cube been on this goddamn promo run? He been on every black show, every show, Chris Cuomo, everybody, but you ain't seen Biden or nobody from the Democratic Party saying anything. Or they ain't been going to Roland Martin show. They ain't been going talking about they plan or nothing. But they will sit down and talk to Cardi B. They'll sit down and talk to Angela Rye and talk about and ask Kamala Harris who her favorite hip hop artist is and all this bullshit. But they ain't talk about nothing real. They got battle rap artists making ads for Trump. For Biden. Damn. They got damn strippers making ads for the Democratic Party, but they ain't talking about nothing real. So what do we want? We want some real change, or we want just the gimmicks and the symbology? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I think Cube came, he got a plan, and he wasn't just in his basement making up this damn plan and saying, oh, this is good. He went to actual scholars, Dr. Sandy Darity. If you don't know who that is, look him up. He's a professor at damn Duke. He went to Dr. Claude Anderson and got fucking damn advice. He went to Antonio Moore that helped Dr. Sandy Darity write the paper about the wealth gap. You can go look that up too. So he didn't just come in this with no foolishness. He came with some real stuff. And like I said, the Democratic Party told him to go sit in the damn corner. That's all I got to say.
Hold on, man. I got for anybody else, I got one more guest to bring in, man. I got KZ. KZ in the place to be. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's up, y'all? What's going on?
Welcome.
KZ.
What's going on? I apologize for the noise in the background.
Whoop them then, KZ. Whoop them children, man.
Nah, they watching some shopping, I don't know, shopping spree marathon. I don't know what the hell it is.
But here's my thing about this Q thing. I think most folks are just upset because the Trump people, they really the Trump people, they take advantage. They see an opportunity to say, hey, look, we got a black supporter. We got a Ice Cube support us. And as soon as you meet with Trump, he gonna throw you out there in the water, man. He gonna use it to his advantage. There's one thing about Trump, he will play you, man. And I think that's the issue people have with Cube.
Let me say this. We all know, man, when you talk about wealth and you talk about black economic
Advancement,
right, trying to get us on up there, making the same amount as them. And you talking about the same thing that Martin Luther King started talking about before he was assassinated. Start talking about some money. You know what I'm saying? Democrats and Republicans gonna get together and make you look bad. So they just, you know what I'm saying? Ice Cube did the right thing. He's saying, hey, forget that. who want to talk? Let's talk. Let's talk about economic wealth. Let's talk about some numbers here. And like you say, Trump said, "Hey, come on in. Let me hear what you got to say." And the Democrats said, "Hey, man, we don't really need your votes. We don't need y'all black votes." We
No,
want.
actually, he met with both. He met with both parties.
At first he didn't.
It,
Not at first he did not.
hold on, but before we let me play a little Q video, man. Let me play a little video. Let Q speak and tell you what Q wanted. So cause I think a lot of people. I actually like what Q said. Most of it. It's just the point he did it with Trump. You know.
There's no audio.
You got to share
He
the
about
auto.
to
Share the auto.
he about to get on. And Robert always do that. Where's the audio? Rob.
What?
We can't hear it.
We ain't hear nothing.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
You got to share the auto with everybody. You got to go back out. But
Yeah, so y'all just chop it up while I cue it back up.
I'm just say it like this. I'm just say it like this, man. They gonna always divide us. Period.
Every time.
Well, for me, I like that Cube came from NWA and making history with music and copyrights when they was doing the parental advisory and just going from being the lynch mob, they're actually trying to make some kind of politics and change the world, make history again in a way. Like that's what I like about it. I admire because I can remember I'm being like 8, 9, first listening to NWA and everything, and all in between. He started making family movies, but it really just still showed me that it could have been anybody, you know what I'm saying? If you have a good proposal and if you can express it, get it on paper, you know what I'm saying? With some research, then it seemed like anybody could have came in there and made some kind of black contract. And then who really qualifies for the contract or whatnot? Like, I'm hearing they're saying something about descendants of the slaves. So what does that mean for me? Do I need DNA testing? How do I prove that? Like my people wasn't immigrants, but
Hold on, I got it now.
If you know anything about him, and
Y'all
you
hear?
probably do, you know he started his career rapping in defiance about police presence and the realities of inner city.
This interview with
life.
Chris Cuomo.
And he got political with his songs as well recently during the Trump administration, most recently in 2018. Here's a taste.
Arrest the president. You got the evidence. That is Russian intelligence.
Now we see a shift. Now he wants to work with President Trump. Here's what the president had to say most recently about Black Lives Matter.
The first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, I said, that's such a terrible term because it's such a racist term. It's a term that sows division between blacks and whites and everybody else. And it's a very bad term for blacks. But they were very angry. It's a Marxist organization.
With all that going on and how the president continues to speak about there being no systemic inequality, it's no shock that Ice Cube got some heat for deciding to work with the Trump administration. He wants to deal with it. I want to understand it. So should you. So here is Ice Cube on Prime Time. Thank you for taking the opportunity, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Chris, your lead-ins are a little misleading.
How so?
Well, the Platinum Plan is not my plan. I came up with the contract with Black America, and I didn't run to go work with any campaign. Both campaigns contacted me. Both campaigns wanted to talk to me about the contract with Black America. One campaign said, we love what you have, but let's really dig into it after the election. And one campaign said, we love what you have. Do you mind talking to us about it? and that's what I did. So I didn't run to nobody, and so that was real misleading to me.
Well, I didn't say you ran
you
to
know,
anybody. I said that you had taken a pivot.
well, you said I ran over to the Trump team instead of the Biden team. That's just not true.
Well,
They
but
both
you are working
contacted
with the
me.
Trump team instead of the Biden team, and people are giving you heat for it. What do you say to them?
Well, I'm willing to work with both teams, but I'm just working with whoever is willing to work with me. So the Trump campaign came to me and asked me to explain to them some of the contract with Black America. That's what I did. I'm not playing no more of these games, these political games. We're not part of a team. We have very broad problems, especially the wealth gap in this country when it comes to Black Americans. So I'm going to whoever's in power and I'm going to speak to them about our problems specifically. I'm not going there talking about minorities. I'm not going there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are the descendants of slaves. And that's what I'm going to talk to anybody who's in power with that. So if anybody got a problem with that, it seems like a personal problem.
Well, here's the problem, and it is very personal, as you know, for a lot of people of color, because they'll say, well, why would you pick Trump when he says there's no such thing as systemic inequality? Say again?
I'm not picking nobody. He's the president.
But why do you think he'd want to do something for the community when he says there's no such thing as systemic inequality?
I don't know what he want to do. I just know what the man said. I know what he said to the country. I've never met Donald Trump. So I don't know what he's going to do. I just know what he said he was going to do. So both of them have a plan. Both of them say they're going to do something. And who knows what's really going to happen after November 3rd. Nobody knows from each side. We're all hoping that candidates keep their campaign promises. So that's just it.
So let's look at it this way. I think that you're right to be skeptical. Let's start with the Democrats, because even though there is a traditional connection between Black voters and the Democrats, you could also say you've been let down or forgotten by Democrats in a lot of situations that would have mattered. Then you say, all right, so then what makes one side better than the other? That's where you get in trouble, which is, do you really think that Donald Trump can be trusted as much as you could trust Joe Biden?
I don't think I'm not trusting any of them. I'm just going by action. That's all I'm going by. I'm not going by words. I'm not going by rhetoric, not going by media spin, not going by none of that. You know, I'm not on nobody's team. I'm not on Team Blue, not on Team Red.
So then I have that wrong.
Hold on, I'm an independent person, and I believe that's what Black people need to do, is become independent, and we need to get something for our vote. You know, that may not happen, but it's gonna happen.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Look, if I had brought you here to fight with you, you would have known it. What I'm saying is, I think I did get it wrong, and I want to make sure I get it right. So saying you're working with the Trump team is wrong. What you did was, when they asked to talk to you about it, you said yes. If Biden had asked to talk to you about it now, you would have gone to them the same way. It's not about you choosing anything. It's you working with everybody who's got a chance of doing anything.
I'm working with whoever's in power. Yeah, I'll work with both. Whoever's in power, I'm going to work with. So whoever wins, they'll hear from me.
Okay, so I'm glad you came to clear it up. So Ice Cube is not with the Trump campaign. He's just given his ideas, and anybody who wants to do something with him, fine. Do you believe they are doing anything with your ideas?
Ripping them off.
I believe, they looked at the contract with Black America and they updated their plan, but it's their plan. Now, I have my plan. My plan is broad. It goes beyond the public sector. It goes into the private sector, banks, even the movie industry. So we got to deal with a lot of different, companies, corporations, and even government when it comes to solving this problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem when it comes to the issues, when it comes to Blacks in America and what's going on. It's not a Democrat problem. It's not for them to solve. It's not for the Republicans to solve. It's for both of them to solve. They do it when it comes to debt ceiling. They do it when it comes to getting us in wars. They seem to come together when it's something that really affects America. And I don't think nothing affects America more than the situation that Black Americans find ourselves in. This country is coming apart at the seams, and it's not going to come together after January 3rd, no matter who's the president, unless we deal with this wealth gap.
You have the economics. All of it extends from poverty, which is an extension of opportunity, which is an extension of a system that doesn't give equal opportunity, and you see it everywhere. Hiring, education, finance, all of it. So acutely, we've been looking at what happens when policing goes wrong in communities. It doesn't give you concern that the president has handled police violence the way he has in terms of his commitment to work on any of the issues that you think are important?
We've been dealing with police violence in this country from day one. So police violence is just part of our life here. So, you know, the thing is this, once we get some capital, we'll be treated better. This is a capitalistic society.
True.
And if you ain't got no money, you see how people get treated on the streets when they ain't got no money.
Not just money, wealth.
Wealth.
You got to be able to build up wealth within the community.
Yeah, you know, to put it in greater terms. But, you know, at the bottom line is, you know, dollars bring dignity. And so everybody in America knows that. When you got a little more money, they treat you a little better. So we need to close this wealth gap. You know, you got people, you know, families making $120,000 or worth $120,000, and you got Black families worth $200. It's just an enormous wealth gap that keeps growing. It's not getting smaller. Do the research, and you'll see this is the problem in America. It's because Black people have no capital. We own half of a point when it comes to.
All right, y'all. So y'all get it right there. But here's the thing. I think a lot of people upset with Q because Trump is involved, and the wealth gap has grown even worse under Trump. And Trump is publicly saying Trump has taken the 1619 project. He kept funding for that. So Trump is constantly doing things to go against Black people publicly, but everybody think he's trying to use Cube just as a political campaign ad. And Cube not recognizing that, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Cube recognized it. And I think that what a lot of people upset with Cube because Trump, like I said, Trump publicly said he don't think systemic racism is a problem. So how can he even think your agenda is worth looking at? You know what I'm saying? He did it for political purposes. And that's why I think a lot of people upset with Cube. So, you know, y'all shoot at it, man. Chop it up, you know.
Can I jump in real quick, brother?
Yeah.
I think the problem is that you ever see two people talk about a movie that they ain't watch, or two people talk about a book that they ain't read, right? This is what we're dealing with. Everybody has an opinion on a situation, and most of them haven't even researched any of it. They're waiting to be fed the facts, you know, and they're fed stories, right? So I tell people all the time, the acronym NEWS is short for Northeast, West, South. That's exactly where the word came from. And it was nothing more than when the king had people from all corners of his kingdom come and tell him what was going on, right? They don't bring facts, they bring stories. So the news brings the news brings stories, you know, Facebook brings stories, social media brings stories, and the majority of the people who are loud and boisterous and have opinions or who are emotionally affected by this this situation really is focusing on basically what they heard, not what they researched, just what they heard. So I've researched this. I've looked at, you know, the Platinum Plan, all 2 pages of it. I looked at the Biden's 24-page plan. I looked at Ice Cube's contract with Black American plan, right? And the funny thing is, here are the facts. 1, Cube never called either party. He never called either one of them. He presented the plan and both parties contacted him about it. What Biden's campaign did was they didn't dismiss Q. They said, we like this. There's some things we like. Let's talk about it after the election. Meaning we don't want to deal with you. They didn't even think that they were in competition with Trump to be leveraged into saying, let's jump on it. Their thing was, oh, that's what's up. We like that. Let's deal with it after the election. Trump people, the black chick who contacted Q basically says, we like this, do you mind having a conversation and explaining some things? They then took the plan and modified his platinum plan, right? The earmarks in the platinum plan for the $500 billion or whatever, there are no specifics to what he's allocating the funds for, how there's nothing in it says that the money is going to the black community. People need to read that. So all he did was take a bullet point from Ice Cube's plan, all she did, because Trump didn't even do it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying Trump didn't even do it. But we are so spring loaded that when we hear the name Trump, we go off. We go crazy. We go mad because we heard the name. As if the name Biden is people don't understand leverage. They don't understand leverage. And this is why black people are so charged to vote for somebody, because they think that one of them is the solution to their problem, and neither one of them are the solution. So this whole cancel culture and this whole we mad at Ice Cube, it's nonsense, because one, Ice Cube became vocal about, and I'm sorry for being long-winded, I just want to get it out. Ice Cube became vocal about this way back last November when Puffy was the first one when the congressman from South Carolina backed Joe Biden in the primaries and pulled all the black votes from Bernie towards him. Puffy was the first to say, "Yo, we're not just giving our vote away for nothing. Y'all better do something, And then people tried to cancel Puffy. Ice Cube then commented and said, "Yo, I agree. We ain't just giving it away for nothing." So all of this, why is he waiting to the last minute to do it? These are people who don't research. It started way back then. Not to mention, he presented this contract with Black America in July, not last week, not 2 weeks ago, in July. So facts matter, right? Facts matter, and people don't understand the concept. They don't even understand what they're talking about. So they're just talking about what other people talk about, and those other people were talking about what somebody else told them. And it's ludicrous because he never presented it. He never went to either one. He was not turned down by either one. One person said, "We're going to use this as spin." The other person said, "We like this. Once we win, we want to sit down with you to implement some of this." I don't understand where the problem is at. Once you know the facts, this is a non-issue. That's just my take on it.
I actually like Q. I actually like Q playing, man, and I'm glad if he did nothing else, he sparked debate, real debate. He's sparking real debate about it. You know what I'm saying?
I go for that.
He did, but his plan. The problem with Q's plan is that it's too broad. His plan. If you look at his plan is about what we need to do, what we should address. He does not speak to the processes of how we're going to do it. He's saying we want this and we want that. And understand, he's not an economist, right? He's not an economist. He's not a political scientist. So he doesn't need to have the solutions. He only needs to make noise, right? I tell whenever I go speaking, around the country or in my own school system, I tell people, you have to harness the power of the baby. Babies don't talk. They don't speak English, but they make enough noise that you figure it out. And that's what he's doing. Make the noise so we got to go, yo, what is he talking about? He don't have to have the answer. And these idiots are like, well, what he's saying won't work. He's not trying to tell you what to do. He's telling you what we need. That's it. You can go get Joe Schmo off the corner, the regular wino, right? You can get anybody, and they will honestly tell you what we need. But now the authorities have to take it serious and then make it happen. And that's where these dumb.
But that's a good start though. lining out what we need, item by item. And now the people who are scholars can come together and they can, okay, how are we going to get to that? You know what I'm saying?
And we're not. I hate to be negative, but we're not, because we missed our leveraging point, right? We missed our leveraging point. So we have to understand, it's not another 4 years, it's another 18 months. Our leverage always comes within the first 18 months of the election.
But see, that's gonna be other elections though. This is not the last election.
This is the least
other
important
presidential election.
This is the least important election of our country. The president he's a figurehead. It's the Senate, the Congress, not prime, what do they call them? The next elections that come in 2 years.
Midterm.
The midterm. So the midterm elections, that's your leveraging point. So if you look at it like a teetering thing, right? We need to strike when we have leverage. And the leverage is always before an incumbent president comes in, or a new candidate is on the rise, and you're about to have a power shift in Congress. That's when all people have leverage. But we're so dumb, we wait for a vote that is not even determined by popularity. It's the dumbest thing in the world. We think that the president is going to make a difference. Barack Obama couldn't make a difference, not because he ain't want to, but because he's just the president. The laws go through Congress. You know what I'm saying?
I think in respect to black people, we need real leaders to step like the guys the scholars and all that. Where are they? You know what I'm saying?
They get killed or bought off.
You just can't write a book. You just can't write a book and sit down. You got to get out front. Why is Q? Okay, now everybody go to Cube. Okay, Cube, let's refine what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Well, we got the conversation started. Great.
If you think,
you know what I'm saying?
If you think about it, y'all didn't see Ice Cube and Shannon Sharp. Did y'all see the interview?
Nah,
I heard about it. I didn't see it though. I heard about it.
So what he was saying is, he said, "Look, I'm giving you. It's up to the black legislation, the black caucus, the black leaders to take this. Here's what I'm giving you. I'm not in there to write it up and get it all down to the nitty gritty, but I'm giving you this what we need. Now it's up to take this ball and run with it. But this is what we bringing to the table. Now somebody else need to step in. That's what he said today. I heard on Sterling Sharp. So basically what he's saying is the leaders, all these leaders we have out here, all these black mayors, all these black legislation and people in Congress, what are you doing besides selling us out? I think only time you're gonna listen is when we burn stuff down and tear up your money. When we do that, then you open your eyes up and start changing. Oh, Bank of America said we're gonna pledge so many billion dollars into equality for blacks and blah blah this. So that's the only time they will listen. I know Ice Cube said it, we said it. For the last 50 years, the wealth of black people has deplenished. It's gone downhill. Every dime you make, for every dollar whites make, you make about a dime.
No, half of a penny.
Half of a penny.
Half of 1% of the national wealth belongs to blacks, and we make up 13% of the population.
So, like you said, it's hard to change it because when one black person rich or made it, they look at it like, they made it. Y'all should be happy. But if you really peel the onion back, we get charged more property taxes. We get charged more taxes in our area.
We get charged more for healthcare.
Healthcare, man.
I just watched when this lady was trying to sell her house, and when she was trying to sell a house, they lowered well, she had a white husband. She was black. So when the people came, the appraisers came to the house, they saw like all their pictures in the house. And they didn't when they trying to sell the house. So when they saw it, when he noticed that she was black and he had, a white husband, they lowered the cost of the house.
They lowered the appraisal. They lower their
Right,
prices.
lower their appraisal.
It's a standard. It's a standard practice.
Right. So what she did was she took all the pictures out the house of them, let him stay in there. Appraiser came back. They raised that to
Yeah, I saw that.
43. Yeah, that's crazy.
A different appraiser came in.
But that's the point, like brother. That's the point. Like these are systems, right? Like the black folks fight for equality, white folks fight to maintain power. We're not even on the same field. We're not even in the same ring. We think we're fighting them. No, the equality fight is held in that ring. The power fight is held in this ring. Y'all niggas ain't even in this ring with us. Y'all fighting with the Hispanics and the Asians. Y'all fighting for equality. Don't nobody want to tie in a race. We trying to win. Y'all trying to tie. You dumb niggas. And you know what I'm saying? And that's the point. So the way we turn this around, not in 10 years, 20 years, but the way we turn it around in a year, 2 years, is we just have to protect the resource, right? Our everything about us, our essence, our blackness, our dopeness, that is the number one resource in the American economy. Us. That's the number one resource that it's been driving this country since 1619, and it's still driving this country. I call it the cool. And the moment we learn to protect the cool, then we can determine who else is cool other than us. So we got to start getting celebrities, black celebrities who want to help with this power shit. You know what Ice Cube could do and what Puffy them could do? All they got to do is create an endowment for HBCU athletics and then say, listen, you got NIAI, right? NIAI schools, they are the Cincinnati State and Northern Iowa Central type shit. These schools play by different rules for kids to get in and for kids to compete. The HBCUs can create, people don't understand, the NCAA, that is not a government agency. That is a private agency. It's like the NFL. It's not government regulated. So now, and the NCAA is a sports company association, right? It has no bearing on the universities, they partnership. So HBCUs, Howard, Morgan, they could pull themselves out of this white good boys club and say, we're going to create our own standard of athletics. And if you get the black celebrities to create endowments and you get black banks to create endowments, and then you say, if you go to a black college, we're going to pay you. There's no violation of NCAA rule because this ain't the NCAA. And then you pull all the cool. Exactly. You pull all the cool to the black colleges. What does that do? That pulls all the NFL scouts to the black colleges. That pulls all the media, all the marketing, all the commercials to the black schools. You do that. You now say, this is our cool. It's ours because we're the ones doing it. You can't be cool. But if you want to look like you cool, you got to pay us. It's no different than fucking selling corn. I grew this corn. I'm not about to just give it to you because you got a big farm country. It's that simple. We're trying to be equal to them when we should be fighting for power. Right. And ain't nobody saying that. Ain't nobody saying it.
Nope.
Well, I think Deion Sanders started that process. Deion Sanders, him getting that job is bigger than most people think because
no, it's not. No disrespect, Jerome. No, it's not. He's a decorated nigga because he's still a part of the NCAA, and I believe he might be in the SWAC division. He's still on their field. He still has to abide by their rules. He's a
so you
decorated
say
nigga with
the whole infrastructure. That's what you're saying?
My brothers, that's how it works. Do you honestly expect to get in somebody else's car and tell them where to drive?
No.
No. You in their car, you want to go where that car is going. You're saying you pull up to a court with a basketball. This is Black America in a nutshell. We pull up to the basketball court with the ball. They say, can we borrow your ball? Because you can't play without a ball. And you be like, yeah, but I got next. Yeah, you got next. They take our ball and they go run 400-500 years of games. And we sit on the bench waiting for them to let us play with them. When we the ones that brought the ball. Give me the damn ball, I'll go play my own game, and then y'all figure it out without me. It's literally that we have enough black wealth, believe it or not, we have enough black wealth to affect fragments of this economy. And
Like
once you do it,
Morris Brown, they never fail. That's you. None them schools and they never fail, bro. They took my brother accreditation. My older brother graduated from there. My little brother did 2 years. They took all his accreditation. All these wealthy black people couldn't get together to protect that school and to keep that school going, and blew it up. Oh man.
it just takes a fragment. It takes a fragment of our American society to be. It's like Jenga. Just pull a piece, right? It might not fall yet, but pull another piece. And all we have to do is start with the catchy part. We ain't got to start with the sciences. We ain't got to start with the medicine. We ain't got to start with none of that. We really just got to start with arts, entertainment, and sports. You do that, you motherfuckers, look at COVID. People would rather go see a football game than be healthy. It's because America is a stupid country. It was not founded by intellects. It was founded by greedy bastards. So, you know what I'm saying? Follow a stupid kid home. Somebody stupid gonna open the door for him, right? This is a generational trait. This is genetics. Stupidity is genetics. So we're not talking about a society of intellectual-minded people. We're talking about doctors giving out dental prescriptions. That's how stupid and ass backward this country is. So it ain't hard to figure out, but we're so engulfed in Dr. King's dream of equality. Elijah Muhammad had it figured out. Yo, leave us the fuck alone. Just leave us alone and we'll do whatever we can. We had some in Oklahoma. They realized we don't got the power to make them stop. So we're just going to blow them up. So we learn from that. You know what? We don't need to build a city. We don't need to have our own state. We just need to not give away the cool. Protect the cool. It's ours. If you want it, you got to pay for it. And not instantly. You got to pay for it in longevity. That's it.
But to Dr. King's credit, I think what really got him killed was he was about to embark upon economic equality.
He was.
A lot of people never talk about that. You know, they just think Dr. King almost dream. Of course, you got to be able to sit at the table first. A lot of people write Dr. King off. Oh, he was a soft Negro. You know what I'm saying? But look, you got to even be able to sit at the table before you even have a conversation with people.
Hey, Rob,
you know what I'm saying? What Dr. King did was great for that time. It was great for that time. But when he began to try to advance the economic ball, that's when he ran into trouble.
But you know why he did that? You know why he did that? Because Dr. King was pretending from 1954 to 1966, 67. Dr. King was pretending to be somebody he wasn't. Like, you really got to dig deep into the history to understand. Dr. King was never nonviolent. Dr. King never wanted to be part of any of this. By default of them using his father's church, and him having to open and close the church for these Christian meetings about the community, by default, he was ushered into this situation. And he literally was never 100% pure, that person. And when he realized, like, listen, that mama threw that rock in his head.
100% pure.
No, not 100% pure, not 100% pure as a person, but I mean, like, at his core, he was not a nonviolent person. One of his most famous phrases as a kid was, "Yo, we can take to the grass." If you research interviews with his brothers, they would say, "Yo, all he did was fight." He celebrated. When you read no story, you got to give him that, because he was able to maintain the nonviolence for the betterment of people when it came to safety. But deep down inside, that brother was about action. But he couldn't do it because the movement was bigger than him.
But see, you know what? He realized what happened to the Black Panthers. See, here's what Dr. King realized. These crackers understand violence. They can get with you with violence. They can be violent with you. If you come with guns, they got more guns. They knew that. And Dr. King knew we weren't going to win with guns on guns.
Exactly. And that's why I celebrate him. Because he was brave enough. I'm not dissing him. I came across that way, then I don't want you to look at
Yeah,
it that
it
way.
kind of felt like that. Like you,
Yeah, it kind of felt like a diss. You know what I'm saying?
No. What
But
I'm saying is this.
but I hear that from a lot of black people. Oh, Martin Luther
No.
King was a sellout.
No, he wasn't a
Martin-
sellout and he wasn't a sucker. He was braver than the average man because he was willing to embody a belief system that wasn't his own. But when people talk about him as the epitome of nonviolence and how he changed at the later end, he didn't change. He gave up on the facade.
I think the biggest misconception of a Christian is you're gonna be walking around. Oh, Jesus gonna take care of it. Of course, if you rubbed me the wrong way, I'm gonna lay hands on you another way. So just because he believed, just because he had a Christian faith, doesn't mean he didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, put his hand on somebody in another way.
But he couldn't do it. That's
because he had other people looking. They was looking up to him.
Exactly.
No, because it wasn't going to advance the cause. He knew he couldn't go in there with violence.
People would have got hurt. People would have got hurt.
Exactly. And nothing would have got done.
The cause was never going to advance. The 1964 Civil Rights Bill benefited white women more than blacks because they're minorities. They're the.
But let me ask y'all something right now. Let me ask you something. Do you think from 1950 black people are better off?
Every day we wake up, we're better off because we could have died yesterday.
But it has to be, somebody had to get it that way, right?
Okay, so if I put a knife, I'm sorry. If I put a knife in your back 12 inches, every day I take it out half an inch, are you better off? You would say, yeah, because it's not all the way in. But the fact of the matter is, it's still in your back.
Yeah, I use some.
Yeah, that was a crazy analogy, but you know, but I get it. You know what I'm saying?
I do get it.
I
get it.
Well, Malcolm X. Malcolm X said that. That was one of the.
It's just like how the hunter hunt the wolf, man. He take the knife, stick it in the snow, frozen, put blood on it, meat. The wolf come by and lick it, and he don't realize he cutting his own tongue, and he's licking his own blood and he killing himself. You don't even know it. Same
man, like I said, I think every generation has to advance the ball. However you gonna do it, advance the ball. That's how you win.
Towards what, my brother?
We have come to a standstill.
That's right. That's what I was about to say.
Advance it towards what? Equality?
We're in the ground. We damn near dead.
Because that's the problem. We're playing a game to be equal. We're not playing a game for power.
Can I say this? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. When King and X was talking in that meeting about reparations and getting our economy rolling, as far as our people.
1964.
64. Listen,
1964.
That was the perfect time to get it going. Then they knew that before the drug pandemic came in. Because when that came in, that wiped all those ideas about black people trying to advance, get money and all that. The drugs came and destroyed all those plans. That's
party and bullshit and party and bullshit.
Right. The FBI, drugs, and sleeper cells destroyed the Panthers. They got some fake ass black folks in there, got up in there, found out all their plans, and snuck in that Jagger Hoover punk ass, cross-dressing ass, went in there and messed up the whole thing, man. Messed up the whole thing. And then what was really sad, when Huey P started doing drugs, and they was beating him up on the streets, he was prostituting women. Stuff like that. I hated that, man. Went to jail still begging folks for drugs. They giving him freebies, beating him up to when he owed them money. He just went all the way out, man. He lost it. He lost the ball. Drugs, man. Drugs. That's what destroyed everything. We could have got that money way back then because we was focused back then. But now we ain't focused. You think a $50 trillion plan he got going on? Shoot. Man, you can't pick black people half of that. What they gonna do with all that money?
Can I ask y'all something, please, man? If we gonna take some money or reparations, don't we lose our leverage at that point? Like, okay, you were sold into slavery. Now you're gonna sell your vote.
I get what you're saying.
People now already very influenced easily, and they're gonna go for whoever's paying the most. And at that point, if you just become you know what I mean, you're gonna give us a bunch of money. Then what? You still get shot, you still be discriminated on, you just a
That's
black
true.
person,
True.
you don't have
True.
no more say so. It's like, well, we
Facts.
paid you, so shut up, get back, sit your ass down. And that's how I feel. It's like, I don't get it. Like, what do you really expect to happen? And we could put our
Facts.
money together and buy something, but like I thought about last time, how are you going to defend it? You know, and it's like controlled isolation. It's like, I want to be segregated, but on my terms. You know what I'm saying? And like, okay, we sitting here talking about these situations, right? But if it was 6 white people sitting here, we would thought that shit was racist as hell. You know what I mean? And it's certain stuff we do our damn self that, you know, like what you said, don't sell the cool. The swag, you mean how they get like hip hop and black sports
I ain't say don't
players?
sell it. I said don't give it away.
Don't give it away.
Don't give it
Right.
away. We give it away.
So they only had to watch you to imitate you anyway. So how do you not give away your aura?
Because they can't imitate us.
Emulate
Genetically, it's impossible for them to be us on a mass scale, which is why you only got one white chocolate, which is why you only got one Kenny G. Like trust me, these are anomalies. These are white anomalies. This is not something that can just be replicated like a Xerox machine, because
like
it's
one
embedded.
search.
Yeah, it's embedded in us, brothers. It's embedded in us. Brother, do you understand? They can't get their hair like yours if they tried. So understand, you're dealing with a race of people who are uncomfortable in their own skin, not to mention uncomfortable with the truth of their own legacy. These are facts. These are facts. So when I say don't give it away, my thing is, it's a commodity. It's as powerful as wheat. It's as powerful as water. It's as powerful as gold, corn, and all the other valuable commodities. And we literally say,
I mean,
"Oh, sir, you gonna let me play on your court, sir? You gonna give me nice shoes, sir? Oh, sir, I get to put my name on the back of your jersey, sir? Oh, we balling." And then it's a crowd full of white folks watching us play for the owners in the box. We do the most work, and the jokers upstairs who don't even sweat make the most money. We giving the cool away.
Wow. And to answer your question, Charles, about how we're gonna defend it, and I talked about this when we first started the podcast. Remember this, Robert? I said, if we're gonna get all this money together, we have to first buy our own car system, make our own cars with our own name. We have to buy and make our own guns with our own names. We have to make our own banks, our own food stores, our own dentistries, our own everything, our own companies, our own car, our own guns. Everything is our own. It's not Smith and Wesson. It's not Derringer. It's not Dillon. No, it's a person who say, okay, I want to take that company up with my name. That's of color, and I'm gonna create my own firearm.
I do you one better. I do you one better, black man. I do you one better. Do you think the white man will bite his own hand, will bite the hand that feeds him if he couldn't find a replacement? The answer is no, right? You only become expendable when you become expendable. The one thing about us is we are not expendable. Ain't nothing like us. Ain't nothing like us. So the moment their wealth system, the moment we realize that their wealth system since 1619, their entire wealth system evolves around what we make look easy. From hand boning to cooking to seasoning food to spray painting to break dancing to science to getting astronauts to orbit the Earth, that was all black cool. So realistically, we don't even gotta have guns to defend it, because them destroying us inherently destroys them in the process. They would not have left Europe if there wasn't an America to sell to. The only time they flee or fight or destroy is when you become expendable. Not to mention, if we just start having sex with all of them, we tear their whole ass up in about 10 years. It go from white to beige, from beige to brown, and then back to black. They 2 years from being fucked back to black anyway.
Rascal said.
Let me say this. And I think we was looking for an answer to you know what I'm saying, like this. What you say? We got a half a penny now. we earned half a penny. So I think the Constitution You know what I'm saying? We need to be a part of the Constitution. We need to be a part of, and we need
Thank
to
you.
rewrite a whole lot of stuff, because if we don't,
Thank you.
all this shit don't matter. They're gonna take it from you. They got leverage. What I mean by that is we're not fighting against color. We're fighting against the Constitution, what they left us out. You know what I'm saying, as far as slaves. Until we change that Constitution, see everybody be
What?
skipping Obama. It's also something in the Constitution, like after so many years, the president still have to sign that we still free slaves.
Damn.
Look that up. Look that up.
Stop playing.
No,
Nah,
not
I think
exactly. I get what
I
you're saying,
think
but
he's
not
talking about.
exactly.
talking
I
about the
think he's
voting
talking about
act.
he's talking about the voting act. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So every
Oh,
25 years.
Bro, listen to me. I'm not talking about no voting act. Listen to me. All right. I'm talking about you, people, us, the blacks. All right.
So what the resource? Where you get the resource from? So I can pull it up. What resource? Where you resourcing it from?
I tell you what, just Google it. Google it. Google it.
That's
Google
what
is their
everybody say.
platform. It's their
Google it.
platform.
But listen,
Yep.
listen to
Google
me.
is their platform.
Until we change the Constitution, we're gonna always be on a platform like this. We're gonna all be struggling. We're gonna get paid the less. We're gonna get most property taxes. We're gonna be as far as the crime rate.
Yo, that's gonna
the
piss
black-
white people off, man.
As far as the crime rate,
Don't piss them
in
off.
black areas, it's only 20%.
They about to shut down the
black
show,
crime
man.
law.
Everybody pixelating for be dropping out.
It's Cambridge Analytica.
20% of the blacks crime.
Here we go, having trouble connecting. This often caused by unstable internet connection. I'm at all my bars.
Well, you're
Something
not
ain't right.
you're not going to change the Constitution, but you can make amendments to the Constitution.
Listen,
You know,
We don't even
Make 'em-
need to. We can use. I hear what the brother's saying, but we can use the Constitution to our advantage.
how?
We can use it to our advantage as long as we understand our power structure. I can't stress it enough.
I said this earlier again in the show, and Fu know what Fu remember I talked about this earlier when we first started the show. I said
You got to say it again. I had to take a call.
Oh, okay, all right. I was saying, and I'm glad he spoke on the Constitution again. I said I'm not with all that Constitution, affirmative action crap. All that shit need to be abolished. I'm not with
That ain't in the
none of
Constitution.
Huh?
Affirmative action ain't in the Constitution.
I know. I just don't like none of that. I hate all that because we should just be on equal grounds anyway. I don't like that people came in and just wrote some laws and said, "Oh, we're part of these laws," but y'all not a part of these laws, and y'all got to abide by the laws that we wrote because they said they just wrote them because they feel like since they wrote them, that's their law, and everybody got to abide by it.
Yeah, but the issue is always going to go back, and I agree with I agree with Kaid. The problem is we don't understand how.
Now it's messing up.
You froze.
I'm telling you, we dropping too much.
He was gonna say something too good.
We only circulated. If we on.
They censoring you, bro.
Man, they doing
I'm
what
trying.
they just, man.
I'm trying.
Y'all think I'm joking, but it's true.
Hey, fool, you were going in and out, bro.
What about now? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
we hear you.
We can hear you now.
What I was saying was, just imagine if every single one of us got on the same page for a change, and we only spent money amongst ourselves for 3 months. 3 months, that's it. It would fuck them up. They wouldn't know how to act.
Right.
And something like that would create wealth amongst us.
Where you gonna spend it at?
Exactly. No Gucci.
You got to go to somebody. Ain't nothing in your neighborhood now. You ain't even in your old neighborhood. You feel me?
Hold up. Hold on. What Fu saying? But hold up. What Fu saying is, we spend the money on our own businesses like he always do. Like he goes to pet stores that's black owned. He goes to places where they buy, where he buys all his soaps. He buys his soap from people that make the soap. He don't go to the store and buy it. He buy from them.
Like,
he spend with those.
Yeah.
But what do those companies do with the money that we give them? How do they circulate it back? Right. I see how we give it to them, but what's the infrastructure for them to circulate it back into our community? Right. It's supposed to change hands 7 times in your community, but you know what I'm saying, before it leaves, so to speak. So like we spend the money in their stores, but what infrastructure is put in place so that they then put it back into our schools or our you know what I'm saying, our whatever. That's for me, I think that that's a you know what I'm saying. I think that that's a smart plan.
Like Publix, the big grocery store. Those big corporations always putting back in something. They got enough money to put back in all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You could say like what's a big company, Walmart or all these big companies, Target. They always put back. Depot. You know, they got enough money to say, hey, we'll put back in this top, we'll put in the HBC, you know, or the Black Lives Matter, whatever they want to put in, they're gonna do it. Like Amazon did. You know what I mean? They got money to do that.
It's a smart thing. Like I'm a graduate of an HBC, right? And I'm telling you that right there, that is our intellectual infrastructure. So one of the biggest infrastructures we already have in place, regardless of whether it's federally funded or if it's privatized, it's an educational institution. So we have over 100 of those nationwide. That's powerful. So you just covered education, right? So now you have to cover education, which leads to economics, because these graduates now graduate and they go into a workforce. So now out of the education comes the economics. The question is, how do we ensure that we feed the education? So the only way you do it is by making these schools attractive. You make them attractive by making them the cool thing to do, not just a black thing to do. And you do that from an entertainment perspective through athletics. So now if you have the top, these 5-star athletes, if you do like what Michigan did with the Fat Five, imagine the top 5 high school recruits in 1 year all going to, you know, Georgia Southern or Tuskegee or wherever, right? It's undeniable that those top 5 stars will be able to kick Kentucky's ass. So once you do something like that, you now set a precedent. You set a precedent the same way they did down in Texas, El Paso. You set a precedent for Bear Bryant didn't want black boys in sports until he got his ass kicked by some. You see what I'm saying? So like you set a precedent and you're feeding this academic infrastructure. That's the solution. Without us circulating our money through the community, which is a dope idea. I'm not knocking it, but you go with what we have. We have something very powerful that we push our own kids away from because we look at black schools like it's a downgrade. Now my child is going to Stanford. I want him to be able to get a job. Translation, I want white folks to be pleased with this young nigga. So I ain't gonna have him go to a black school. I want the white folks to like him. I'm not gonna give him no African name. I'm gonna name him after a body of water and a president. So his name gonna be Lake Reagan Smith or some dumb shit.
And they teaching the same thing.
Let me ask you a question. How would it help that young lady who just graduated from college, went through her degree, got her master's, and that black and white, both of them the same thing, come out of college and they get hired. One get hired, one don't get hired. You know how many times all these black kids go to college and degrees and still they get the job and not getting paid the same amount of money. The same person that graduated from college, but they white and black. So we gotta go deeper because we gotta go deep because the root of the problem is, even though you can have every kid to go to a black college, all the high picks, you're still gonna have that same problem when they get out of school, as far as having the ability to make money, to make the same amount of money at the same amount of rate as everybody else that have the same degree that they do. Right now, it's not like that. So I'm saying the root of the problem is going to be in those all them laws that they wrote need to be changed, and whatever the amendment, whatever need to be done to the Constitution, to allow blacks to have the same thing, earnings, the wealth, everything the same way. You know what I'm saying? Until that happen, man, we're gonna always be struggling. We're gonna always be down. I don't care how many college or big picks or whatever blacks go to, or small college that black go to. We're gonna be always struggling, man. And
You
Yo,
right. You right. We'll be struggling. We'll be struggling to catch up with them. See, and everything you saying, I truly understand and I get, but you're speaking about equality again, right? It's like I need y'all to change the rules of this game. I
I'm
need
talking about
like,
wealth.
huh?
Wealth.
But that's the thing. That won't lead to wealth for the next 400 years because we're so far behind on the wealth gap. We're so far behind when it comes to wealth that trajectory wise, it would take us like I think the mathematical conversion is somewhere like 45 to 70 years or some crazy number for us to get to where white folks are at wealth wise now.
I don't
We're
think so.
so far. No, this is an economic. This is like an economic formula. The reason why is because the wealth is based off infrastructure. It's not about opportunity. It's about infrastructure. So these white companies that are hiring these stellar students coming out of Stanford, a lot of these stellar students are black. It's not that they only hiring white people. They're hiring the best of the best that come from what they consider to be the best schools. Just like if the best athletes go to HBCUs, what if the best minds go to HBCUs? Right? Booker T. Washington. You know what I'm saying? Like people like that. What if you
I'm
can't?
saying, here's what I'm saying. Do you know, like the banks would? I don't care how good your credit are. They only give you certain amount of money. They stop any black companies that get together. Let's say a couple of black business get together and want to create something bigger bank. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like the Federal Reserve.
Mhm.
They give them the money. They say, we're not gonna let you be that powerful. We're not gonna let you get goods and service. Let me show you what they did. I'm
You
not gonna.
right.
The United States said we're not gonna let y'all get goods and service from overseas and compete with the other companies. We're gonna say you've been talking to a terrorist group, so we're gonna close your whole company down.
You 1,000% right, black man. You
So
a
so
thou you
so
a thousand percent right.
what I'm saying is, until we change their law the way they treat us, it it ain't gonna shit. It won't be 600 years, 1,000 years. We still won't get.
I just need you to accept one fact that they don't follow their laws. So it don't matter what the law is. They don't follow them. They
That's not
use
going to change their heart. You could
No,
change
no,
the
no,
law. It
no,
ain't going to change their mind and heart.
exactly.
no.
They
I'm saying
break
we
their own laws.
we still have to have that in the Constitution, in the books, the same way. You see what I'm saying? Give us a fight. I'm saying, got to start on paper first.
I
Like
don't
Ice
know.
Cube was saying, like this, it ain't gonna get no better unless we got to get leverage. Some kind.
In 1976 it was illegal to dunk a basketball in the NBA,
Yep.
Huh?
right?
Yep.
Which caused Dr. J to play for the ABA, right?
Right.
American
Right. Will
Basketball Association, right? Right?
Will Chamberlain
And
plays for them.
it wasn't until the NBA realized that all the cool was going to the ABA that
And
they
what they
said we got to let these niggas dunk. And we don't let these niggas dunk. They gonna all go to a different league. Protect the cool. Like it's been done before. That old Naismith way of
I
laying the
thought they went
ball up.
bank. I thought they went kind of bankrupt.
No, they went bankrupt because the NBA changed the rules, allowed people like Dr. J to keep that Rucker Park style of basketball, and they paid them more.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But the rules, you can research this.
No, you're right. No.
The rules were put in place for the white man to win. And it was like, well, if you let niggas dunk, our cracker asses we won't get any Bakuzis. Ain't gonna be no more of them. Ain't gonna be no more of them. You got this 7-foot nigga named Kareem who is dunking the ball. Foul to play. No
Uh,
dunking, niggas. No dunking,
okay.
niggas.
Let me ask y'all one more question. I'm gonna leave it alone now. One more question. One more question. Why? Why all these presidents we have? And the hardest thing is, let's say, health insurance. health insurance is so goddamn high. And please don't sell affordable health care. That's not so. All right. And
Change the
then
word insurance to care, and you'll get
care.
it.
Yeah.
We're having an argument about health insurance, not health care.
Honestly,
right?
when it comes to presidents, man, presidents are just figureheads.
Well, we know.
Presidents don't make policy.
Listen to me.
Nope.
They don't make policy.
They sign off on them.
What?
They sign off.
Yeah, but they don't make policy. They only can sign it or veto it. That's all they can do.
I'm talking about all these other. I'm talking about the Congress. I'm talking about the ones we vote on every 2 years. I'm talking about these, all of them. Because I ain't talking about no black or white. I'm talking about sick people, white and black. They get sick. There's poor people, white and black. So I'm saying all these people, they always get us to go against each other and say black this, white that.
There you go. That's right.
Because what they try to do is divide us. We want what's right. Everybody want what's right. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we got to start pushing and pressing the pedal on these leaders we have that's doing nothing. I mean, I'm talking about the healthcare is the healthcare is freaking ridiculous.
But see, the thing about what's right is your what's right might not be the next man what's right. You know what I'm saying? You might think everybody should be entitled to health care, but this man over here thinking, hey, you shouldn't. Everybody shouldn't. So it's a gap between what you think is right and what somebody else might think is right.
The argument for why people shouldn't be entitled to health care is because our health care is dictated by health insurance. So you gotta understand, this is wordplay. It's all wordplay. If you said that we're gonna have a government health care plan or a government health plan where people can be treated at the expense of the government, right? You would destroy the health insurance industry, which in turn cancels, billionaires. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to come up with a way for health insurance to be affordable. And ain't no way you're gonna ever get Jordans cheap. You just ain't gonna get them cheap because I'm in the business of selling Jordans. I'm not gonna let you go but so low unless if you want me to give it to them cheap, then you gonna have to subsidize it. So the government says, well, we're not gonna subsidize health insurance because that's the same as free health care. So this is why the Republicans haven't been able to create a new health plan other than the Affordable Health Care Act, because it would lead them to going, well, if we make health insurance cheaper, or you know what I'm saying, we make it cheaper, then the companies are going to go, I'll give it to them cheap, but who going to pay for that? And remember, I'm one of your biggest lobbyists. I'm the reason you in office. And this is why Canada and all these other countries haven't figured out, because they're not playing with the word health insurance. They're playing with the word care. And because, like I said, when I came on the first time, I said, ain't nobody researching. They just taking sound bites. You know what I'm saying? If I go to the hospital because I'm sick, I should be able to walk into the hospital and be taken care of, right? I should be able to be taken care of. Because if you do that, the government ends up saving money by keeping people healthy. It would pay for itself and then end up costing less than the healthcare industry. But now you're wiping out an industry. That's like saying we no longer need toilet tissue because we're going to mandate bidets in every toilet. You know what I'm saying? Sharmans would be like, what the fuck you mean you mandating bidets? Somebody better buy my tissue because my tissue put you in office.
Yeah,
that's the trick.
The healthcare is in Congress too.
Exactly. These crackers are slick, man. They smart. They know what they're doing.
I think Georgia can only have it was 3. I mean, they're not letting them compete for the care.
No.
So I've been paying for health care for the last 31 years. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't got no.
You've been paying for health care through health insurance, right?
Yeah, for the last 31 years.
You catch that though, right? You're paying even when you ain't sick.
And I'm retired. And it's still this man.
And my brother, here's the hypocrisy. Here's the hypocrisy in what you just said. They don't like Obamacare because it mandates that everybody carry health care health insurance, so that way if something goes wrong, you can at least be treated because you have insurance. The Republicans are going, how do you mandate somebody have health care? But these same jokers will mandate that you have car insurance.
Yeah.
Why do I have to have full coverage? I should only have liability for any damage I cause to somebody else. If I don't want to carry full coverage on myself, that should be my right. But isn't that big government? But then the Republicans say we don't like big government. But you make me have the baby, you make me get car insurance, you know what I'm saying? You make me go to school, you make me do all this other stuff. That's big government, but it's big government at your benefit. And this is where people be scratching their heads trying to decide who should I pick. Well, you gotta understand, heads and tails both on a dirty ass penny. They both part of the same dirty ass penny.
That's it. And a lot of times
like
a bill
that.
don't get paid because they don't want it to get passed. They want, hey, we're gonna stick with this because both sides of the party make money.
If I want to pick your pockets, right? The easy way for me to pick your pockets is to cause chaos. If I yell in the classroom full of immature kids, somebody farted, and oh, ew, and I just walk around picking pockets. If I want to yell in a club full of adults, yo, they fighting, they shooting. Oh, where? And I just start picking pockets. So what they do is they create this dichotomy where we argue with each other, and while we're distracted with the argument, they're just picking our pockets. They're just picking up.
That's the biggest thing Trump does. He creates so much chaos to where he can get away with doing absolutely nothing.
It's order out of chaos.
I like how he speaks his mind. He's stupid.
Right.
He's speaking stupid stuff.
But it works. So does WWE wrestling.
It's right, and that's exactly what he does.
The same people who vote for Trump think WWE wrestling is real.
Oh, man. That's what the problem is.
Dang.
Tell me I'm wrong. Come on, brothers. Tell me I'm wrong.
This is crazy.
Imagine having the right to be loud and wrong without persecution. Just imagine being able to be loud and wrong often. And if anybody says, yo, you're wrong, fake news.
Yeah.
That's another pick the pocket. You got them good with that one.
But back to Cube contract with America. Which candidate do y'all think would be the best candidate to carry out that contract with Black America?
You gonna ask that question?
Yeah, I mean, so one of these guys gonna win. Heads
and tails.
Yeah, one of them gonna win, and Cube said he working with whoever's in power, man. So who do y'all think be the best candidate to tote the contract with Black America water? You know what I'm saying?
The bigger punk. You always vote for the bigger punk.
Yeah.
You know why?
Who's
Biden.
that? Oh,
he's been getting punked for 47 years in politics. He always goes where the wind blows. When it was cool to be racist, he was racist. When it was cool to call people super predators, he supported it. Now, you know what I'm saying? When it was cool to be against gay marriage, him and Obama supported it. Now it's cool that Black Lives Matter, he supports it. He's a punk. So you pick the punk. Am I wrong?
No, the way you said it, you're not wrong.
You pick the punk because he's shown he can be punked. You ain't punking Trump. This nigga got COVID and was like, I don't give a shit. I'm still going back outside. Like, if COVID don't scare you, like
I don't think he ever had it, but you know,
bruh, even if he didn't, Trump, you ain't punking Trump. And people get inspired by that. They get inspired by the fact that he don't back down, even when he's wrong. But Biden, you could punk Biden. You could punk Biden because you got sympathetic white women who are Democrats who say, you know, every kid should get a trophy. You know, like you can punk them. So because you can punk them, that's who you vote for. You vote for who you can control. And that's it. Not because he's a Democrat, because he's a punk. Unfortunately, the Democratic Party, they punks. They go whichever way the wind blows. And it's because they don't ever want to be wrong. They don't ever want to be looked at as wrong. They want to always be on the right side of history. So they're going to always do what the majority, and it's not even the majority, it's the loud minority. The loud minority has been exchanged with the majority in America. So if you loud, if you loud enough, it don't matter if you got numbers, you got exposure. So you vote for Biden, and then you press his ass, and you press Kamala, and you wait until right before the midterm elections, and Ice Cube come out, boom, here go my plan again. Jump niggas, because I gave you 2 years and you ain't do nothing. So if you don't do it, then the Republicans will, and then whatever. Either way you do it, ain't nobody ever going to give up their seat and let us sit down. They not, because we fighting for equality. They gonna give us a seat when they done with it. We just we gotta take the sugar out their coffee. Make them shit and drink that shit bitter.
We got to create our own seats. That's what we got to do.
Exactly.
But what the thing is with us, we got to start somewhere. We got to find a point to where we gonna start.
Basically, said we need to create our own seats. That means we have to start our own form of government.
No, that would be noble and that would be ideal, but it's not realistic. We have, like I said, we have an infrastructure already here that caters to the young intellect, to the future of our race. It's already here. We got to stop turning our backs on our institution, especially HBCUs and local government. We dominate local government and we push hard the support of HBCUs. I'm telling you, that is a cultural shift because the moment and another thing, stop having conversations with Vlad. Stop having conversations with white media. Start telling our stories on black couches. Make everything come from us. All our stories, everything. Like, nah, yeah, okay, I did that. All right, fine. But I'll give Corey Holcomb the interview. I'm not talking to Vlad. I'll talk to Oprah, but I'm not talking to, Cuomo. You see what I'm saying? Like Ice Cube going on Cuomo, that was a power move because he wanted to get the message out, and Cuomo has a wide But truth be told, Ice Cube could have just went live. He could have just went live on Instagram and said, "Yo, I'm here to answer all the questions y'all want to ask. I'm not giving this to Cuomo or nobody else. Protect the cool." We have technology allows us to not need them as much. Protect the cool, go live on Instagram and say the truth. Because all they doing is quoting Instagram anyway.
I know you keep saying the black, put the black money together. What about Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry? What happened to that?
About what?
They was putting they team together. Something happened. Something that fan out right. They kind of split up.
Well, I don't know, but I'll give Tyler Perry another 5 years before he's unstoppable.
Yeah. No. Listen to me. This is what we have to protect. We have to protect, like Tyler Perry. They're gonna come after him. That man don't.
We got to protect him. We got to protect him. Kevin Hart, we got to protect him.
Yep. Like we allow the system to get our strong, and then
we cancel our strength.
Right. And so they're gonna come after those at the top, like Tyler Perry. How they came out to Oprah.
And we support it. And we support it, bro. We support it.
Cause we scared they're gonna come out our money.
Ew, you got doo-doo on your right hand. I got doo-doo on my right hand. Well, let me cut my right hand off.
Yep.
So I'm gonna cut my hand off because y'all said my right hand was bad when I need my right hand.
Right.
It's dumb shit, but we do it.
I think they be scared. I ain't messing with him, but they will come together. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
It's a lot. But I think the show y'all got is dope, bro. I really do. But I really think that if we take advantage of the systems that are in place already, like if you just take advantage of what we have, like just step back for a moment. They got hip hop in every commercial. They got white folks on CNN saying lit.
Right.
Like just stop. Two chicks made a story about wet ass pussy, a song about wet ass pussy. And do you know that people on CNN and everybody else is talking about WAP? That's how infectious our cool is right now.
Or
If
twerking.
you don't exactly, if you don't see,
twerking.
you know what I'm saying? If you don't see the victory in somebody like Bad Baby, right? Whatever that little white chick name. If you don't see the victory in that,
She came from Maury, right?
From Maury to being a
was
top pop artist with
right.
no fucking album because she imitates the cool. So it's right there, and they know it's right there. So they want us to fight over what's over there, as opposed to saying we don't want to fight with y'all no more. But the door is closed, and the shades is pulled down. And if you want to know what's going on in our home, you got to pay to get in. You got to pay to get in because we don't need you. Mark Zuckerberg will have to cancel Facebook and Instagram to shut us up. Look at Versus, right? You see how Versus is? The Versus that you see how that organically came about, and it's a big deal. The money behind. Imagine if they did Howard versus Hampton versus. Damn. Imagine if they did Morehouse versus Spelman, Battle of the Sexes versus. We ain't gotta go nowhere. We got it. We got it. We could monetize it, and then we just say, nah, we decline your Grammys. We decline your Grammys. We decline. We respectfully decline your Grammys. No, thank you, Billboard. We don't even need album sales anymore because everything's run off downloads. So I don't even need distribution. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't need a distribution deal. You just need to upload it to iTunes.
Yeah.
They're so greedy that they created the rope to hang themselves. And we won't even tighten the noose on them.
I'm gonna say this.
Don't say tighten the noose, bro.
I'm sorry. I don't want to get the show canceled, but
I'm gonna say this, Staff, before I leave. I'm gonna say I think we don't. Everybody's scared to pick up the torch and lead. I think they scared to really pick up their torch and lead. And anytime you say Black Lives Matter, Black this, you put black with it. The ones who already have money or have something to lose, they scared to be a part of it. So to say somebody to pick it up and run with it, like Ice Cube say, hey man, I ain't really that person, but I'm saying here's the agenda. And y'all know how to slice it up, but I don't want to be that person to break everything down. Who want to do it? Who really like
you absolutely right.
But see, it might take somebody like Ice Cube to take the torch and run with it.
No, he said
you know what I'm saying.
He said that's not him.
But sometimes a lot of people who have taken the torch didn't want the torch. but when the burden come down on you, you have to take that torch and run with it. And people are lined up behind you. When they see you got something good, they'll line up behind you. The scholars gonna give him ideas. They gonna let you the man up front. But we gonna be behind you. We gonna back you up. So it might take somebody like Cube to take the torch and run with it. He has already started a big conversation about it. We're talking about it now, and I think a lot of people are engaged in it. You know what I'm saying?
He did it with the big three, regardless of who his partner was. Yeah. Regardless of who his partner was, he made a statement by saying, "So y'all saying that these players is washed up? Watch this." And then you get to see Allen Iverson playing in the big three. You get to see Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf putting up buckets at age 46. And you're like, wait a minute. They still got it. They still have value. See, people are waiting. We're waiting for one person to lead us, right? I'm going to show you how leadership works, right? If one person trying to go left and trying to get 40 people to go with him, that's hard to do. But if 15 people start panicking going right, just out of fear, the other 45 going to run to the right. Oh, shit, what they doing? They run? Oh, we out. And they don't even know what's going on. They're just following because a multitude of people went in that direction first. This is a leaderless job. It really is a leaderless movement simply because It don't take one person. It takes a mentality. It takes a mentality to say, yo, we just need to really protect the cool. That's it. Protect the cool, man. And imagine how boring American culture would be right now
It's my
without
T-shirt.
hip hop.
That's my T-shirt. Protect the cool.
Hey man, listen, it's my phrase, but feel free to use it, man. Feel free to use it. Protect the cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
if all these entertainers, if they even just say, look, we gonna take Q, LeBron, Puff Daddy, Oprah. If they just announce we finna go in a room and we gonna close the door. That will
motherfucker bomb that
fear.
house.
That'll put fear. That'll put fear in white America dead alone right now. What? Cause they gonna be wanting to know what in the hell they talking about in there. And
Which is exactly
so
which is why nobody was in
my
that
thing
room
is
with Martin
why,
Malcolm.
yeah, why don't all the bright black minds come together? Everybody
Because
who's down, you know what I'm saying?
they're scared to lose white approval.
There you go. Cause they know who's
I actually think they'll gain more. It'll be better for them. You know what I'm saying?
It will
Cause
be better for them, but they're scared of what the Jews will say. They're scared of what the entertainment industry will say. They're scared. They're scared to not be in good standings with their oppressor. Understand, there was one, maybe two whips on a whole plantation, and two whips and one gun kept at bay 150 slaves. The numbers don't even add up. The numbers don't add up. A musket? Back up, nigga. Pow. If you ain't got your ass whooped yet, you shot one bullet and 150 people on your ass. But the fear of not being in good grace with the white opinion, that's the noose. That's the chains. That's what's keeping us back. But when you say, like, I don't care what y'all think, like, whatever. Like Nick Cannon and Ice Cube and Puffy and Jay-Z. Jay-Z growing his locks for a reason. Please believe. Oh boy, he got something brewing. He ain't just going to die with the money. He just ain't going to talk about it. But please believe something's going to happen. And I'm telling you now, if you look at stuff like Tidal, you look at stuff like the Big Three, you look at stuff, you know what I'm saying? You look at all these different things that are happening right now. It's like, yo, y'all ain't catching it. But blacks are really starting to own stuff. My boy right now, his name is A. Donahue Baker. I'm going to give him a shameless plug. A. Donahue Baker. Right? So you can write it down. You can Google it later. Yo, he's a close friend of mine. This joker just started his own bank. Black man. Wow. Just started his own. Word is born. And he's giving money, $50,000 to small businesses to build their business credit. He's fast tracking business credit to you if you want to have business. Like if you want to have business credit, if you think of just Google A. Donahue Baker and then follow the breadcrumbs, and it'll lead you straight to his new bank. So there are people who are seeing this. They just this is a cocoon season, right? This is when people are just in their cocoon, getting ready to crack open that shell and go from being a caterpillar to a butterfly. And people don't see it happening yet. But I'm telling you, it's a leaderless movement. We don't need a leader. We just need to focus on the institutions that are already in place and really feed them. Like just straight feed them to the point where you're investing in the youth. You're investing in their education. You're helping them find jobs when they graduate. And you're bringing the entertainment and athletics with it to the point where you're taking, what is LSU without its football team? What is Alabama? What is Roll Tide without its football team? Yeah. Just think about
Kentucky. What is Kentucky without all those black number one draft?
Exactly. And it ain't like it's millions of them, right? It ain't like it's a million of them. Just think about how dope the black college sports would be if you take the top 20 black recruits every year and they go to these schools. And you just don't go NCAA. Just say, no, we're not going NCAA. So therefore, there's no amateur rule. These kids can get paid. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You know what NCAA going to do? They're, like my brother said, we need to change the Constitution. That's going to force the NCAA to change their amateur rules just so that they can now keep the kids, and then they're going to Dr. J them. They're going to say, well, listen, if Howard is paying you $50,000 to go, we're going to pay you $1 million to play at Alabama. And then that's when we go, okay, go play Alabama. Go get your $1 million, right? Go get your $1 million, but understand, we did this for you. That's how it worked. You caused them to break their rules because they're starving. That COVID is showing you the key. You suffocate these big institutions by just not showing up. How many bars in your neighborhood, how many restaurants in your neighborhood is closing down because jokers ain't eating there no more? Right? And these is generational establishments, right?
Yeah.
These are generational establishments that are
44% of black establishment closed down due to COVID.
Yep, but just
44%,
huh?
like 44% of black restaurants, bars, and stuff closed down.
Casualties of war. I hate to say it, casualties of war. 44% of black establishment.
They didn't get part of that $2 trillion. They never got it.
They didn't. But here's the funny part. Here's the crazy part. They didn't get it, and I understand that it's whack. But add up the wealth of those 44% of black businesses that shut down, and compare it to a third of the white businesses that shut down. Hertz Rent-A-Car is about to go belly up. So understand, you just suffocate them by ignoring them, by literally just going, you know what, I ain't gonna fight you, I ain't gonna loot, I ain't gonna protest, I'm just not gonna go over there.
It was a major hotel at Fifth Plaza just closed down.
What you mean by casualties of war? Like you don't see no empathy for them or something?
No, I do. What I'm saying is it sucks that it happened, right? And we should focus on how our brothers and sisters have been affected, right? But if you step back and look at the big picture, it's like they represent the Crispus Attucks of this failing economy. Yeah, it's sad. I got friends of mine who lost their bars, right? They lost their bars. I got.
So I started a company last year, October. This on the 23rd, a few days, I would have been open a whole year. And I went in the bank like this with my credit, and I got business credit. Like I told him last week, I got about 17,500. And if people was to start say only shop with blacks and this and that, I'm not really around a lot of black people. That would hurt me if everybody do that or isolate me. And then at some point, we just gonna play it again. If you have a black bank and a white bank, I just don't see nothing good coming out of it in the long run. It's just gonna be some big ass competition where these end up being a civil war, and we just go on and live on the mountain, just start building a civilization on the mountain. Fuck money, you know what I'm saying? Because if we don't get no money and shit go downhill anyway, we're gonna be back to primitive living, and you need them basic survival skills to just feed yourself and everything. If you start a company talking about we making guns, there's no way. I don't see how you're not gonna get a war. You know, it's like, oh, they preparing for war. You know, it just seemed like controlled segregation. Like we trying to put ourselves on timeout or on the side.
So when white people, I'm just saying, when white people quote unquote start making firearms, if people think they was getting prepared for war, they was
when I live down the street from Smith and Wesson. I can walk to Smith and Wesson. When Smith and Wesson was building them damn pistols, you was basically still chained up or something. You didn't care. You didn't know. But to 2020, you start doing that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you make. And then you keep saying like these sports things. It just sounds like we a bunch of show monkeys.
I don't think he's saying he's just gonna sell to blacks. He's just saying it's gonna be a black owned.
So buy from blacks. You're gonna buy, black people gonna buy from blacks, and then they gonna create a gun company and sell more black people.
No, no. That ain't my plan, my brother. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking.
No, what you gonna say? What's his name?
I'm not saying buy from black. No. What I'm saying is you have to take advantage of the infrastructures that are put in place right now, because that's our way to affect change in our lifetime. You see what I'm saying? You'll end up buying more from whites just pure out of the fact that they're struggling. You know what I'm saying? They're civil wars I'm not worried about, because if there's a civil war,
You
killing
ain't
us
gonna
don't
win it.
solve. No, but
You
killing us don't solve their problem. You gotta understand, the only reason they think we're the enemy is because somebody invented colorism. Right? There was a time when
Yep.
Italians fought the Irish, and the Irish and the Italians couldn't stand the French. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when the Europeans hated each other. But what was smart was they said, well, listen, if we fighting each other, then the slaves, we got to unite. So since they black, we gonna be called white. And that invention of colorism in the late 1800s is what created this white people. That term didn't exist prior to that. And the truth of the matter is, the Civil War wasn't fought between whites
I get
and
it.
slaves. You get what I'm saying, Black?
It's a new type of civil war. It would be
Based upon who has the power.
white America.
And the one thing white folks ain't ready to do, they ain't ready to aim a gun at themselves. That's why when George Floyd was killed, that's why all of those protests didn't turn into martial wars and shit. Because at the forefront of all of that violence, they don't want to admit it, was white folks. There wasn't no black folks out there burning stuff. And no, we might have been looting, but if every video, it was a white dude dressed in black or a white girl dressed in black that came from out of nowhere that set some shit on fire, and they didn't want to put the gun on them. They're not prepared. You know why? Because my daughter and your daughter go to the same school, and even though I vote Trump and you vote whoever, our daughters know each other. And I don't want my daughter to come home and tell me that she was shot by you. White folks ain't ready to fight, especially white Americans. They're not ready to fight each other to the death. They're not. There needs to be an enemy. So they convinced them that the reason why that you in West Virginia with 3 teeth in your mouth, one in your pocket, is because of what some black man did. When the fact of the matter is, we're not the reason. So if there is a civil war, I promise you, they ain't gonna come attacking us, because that ain't gonna solve nothing. You fucked up because your foundation is fucked up.
First of all, we don't have anything. We don't have anything. Why would you attack us?
Exactly.
We're not there suppress.
When you get that economic stability and start getting, if your plans start working, it's gonna they brain gonna start tweaking.
That's what they want. Guess what? That's what they want. They say, won't y'all stay with y'all in y'all neighborhood? Won't y'all spend money in y'all neighborhood? Stop coming to our neighborhood. Then when you buy your own weapons from your own people, your food from your own people,
I'm gonna shoot you faster. I'm gonna get shot quicker.
No.
No, that's
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Is that not what they asked? They told y'all stay in your own neighborhood. Once you do this, don't come out. Don't they ask you that?
They just making excuses for losing, bro. They just making excuses for losing.
So
that's all it is.
I don't understand what they'll get mad if you making guns for your own neighborhood to protect you, and you stand your own. You got your own food. You buying from each other. You ain't coming messing up their neighborhood. They will love that. When they love that,
it sounds like, why did we desegregate then? What was the point of desegregate? And how you gonna ever be equal if you just keep saying separate? Why are you separating so hard? It's gonna make us a target.
I agree. Listen to me. I agree with you. I agree. Both of my daughter-in-laws are white. My grandkids are mixed. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends are white. I have a lot of white friends. My daughter was raised. Her carekeeper that kept her when we was at work is a white family right across the street. My friends are ride bikes with a white. So no, I don't agree in segregation. I'm in a dominant white neighborhood when I first moved here. It was on the 2 black families. So yeah, I don't agree with that. I think I just think the Constitution, and I think there need to be some laws rewritten. The Constitution need to be amended. And I think that we should get along and understand that's a big ass damn United States. That's what I believe.
It'll get to that. I'm gonna tell you, it will get to that because, right? I have this tragedy theory. I believe that tragedy cures gets rid of all of the problems with mankind. Right?
Right.
At the time the towers were falling and they was running downstairs, nobody was racist. At that point in time, nobody was racist. Not one person
Fact.
said, "Move, nigga, I'm trying to get out this building."
Fact.
Not there was not one move, nigga. I'm trying to get out this building because it's on fire.
We came together more than anything. America had flags all on their
No,
car.
we
Everyone said,
we
Because
turned
of,
against Muslims. It was Muslims. The enemy became the Muslims, right?
but
And
that's
then
what.
we
But
united.
and that word
I'm glad
terrorist.
you said that. I'm so glad you said that, brother. I'm so glad you said that because remember I just said they have to create an enemy because they
Right.
can't have the enemy look like them. So they have to
Right.
create an enemy. But
And
during
they came up with the
tragedy,
word terrorist. Terrorists created terror.
during
Had
the
to make
work
it really bad.
during a tragedy, there is no room. There is no room for racism. So what happens is everybody's tooling up. Jokers is threatening to kidnap the governor of Michigan and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers is wrong. But the truth of the matter is, none of it is going to solve their issue.
Well,
And
hold
the
on. Those
reason
were
why it's not,
those were 3%ers. Those weren't racist rap. Those were 3%ers wanting to kidnap the. See, that's a different group. You know about the 3%.
yeah. But it don't matter. It don't matter. They was white, right?
Hey, you
Well,
It
some
don't
3%ers
matter.
are black too. I've seen black
They
3%ers too.
they confused. You know what I'm saying? Herman Cain died from thinking he was cool with the mugs. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
point is that they are uneducated and uninformed about why their situations are as bad. My family's from West Virginia, right? Let me be
Right.
clear. I don't know if any of y'all ever. I don't know if any of y'all have ever.
I'm
I don't know
here.
if any of y'all have ever been to West Virginia. It is a combination of a long country song and a
Yeah.
slow Negro spiritual, all wrapped up in one.
Right.
It is the moment you cross the state line, the highway start frowning. You know what I'm saying? It's just bad. You driving down the highway, and as soon as you cross the state line, you crack your window. The wind say, "Damn!" Like it ain't welcome. It's fucked up. But they think that they are in that situation because of somebody else other than their own kind. And this is because they're uninformed and uneducated on the facts. White folks do more dirt and more oppression to their own kind covertly than they do to us overtly nowadays. I'm not talking about
Fact.
in slave days. I'm talking about right now. Right now, they oppress their own kind more covertly than they do us overtly. But nobody tells that story. You would be a Pulitzer Prize winning writer, or you would win an Oscar if you did a film on white oppression. If you did that research, you would be like, yo, so you telling me that the federal government, because most people on welfare are white, right? Most women
Right.
getting abortions, at Planned Parenthood are white. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want. We only make up 13% of the population. 57% of the population is white, right? So how is it that these white people, these broke white people, champion the cause of the 1%ers in this country? How could you possibly celebrate the rich
Yeah.
people who made it rich because
And,
of your suffering? It's because you don't know no better.
I've never understood why the poorest in the most uneducated states in America vote Republican
Because they
year
think the
after
black people
year
are the fault.
after year after year. You're the poorest and you're the least educated, but you vote for the party that protects the richest
Yep.
every year. And I never got that, man. You know.
So if you want to cheat, like if you really want to cheat and play the Trojan horse game, like really, you could go to these red states, these poor red states like West Virginia and North Dakota. Not calling North Dakota poor, but come on, it's North Dakota, right? You start going to these states, and let's say you're black, and you start funding these white institutions. You start saying, "Listen, we want to put money into," and you make up a story. I traveled through North Dakota one year, and I just loved it. I love the culture. I love the people. I love everything about it, and I just really want to give back to North Dakota. And you start addressing white poor issues, and you a black man, they can't help but love you because you did something that their own politicians never did. And that's what white folks with power don't want you to do. They want you to stay away while they oppress their own kind. I'm telling you, white on white oppression is the
Can I
most
say something?
overlooked phenomenon.
Yeah, they indoctrinate them. Yeah,
Real quick, though.
indoctrinate them to think hey, black people are your problem.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I was going around trying to find, like last year, I was trying to find like where the white ghetto at. I was asking my wife that. I was like, where the broke white people live and stuff, right? So
East Baltimore.
So we kept going around, you know, where I'm in Massachusetts. You know, I'm from Atlanta, but I live in Mass, right? And so it's this little town called Northampton, and Northampton is pretty much like Smith College, Amherst College, just people walking around barefoot, white
Very
people
familiar with it.
with dreadlocks and stuff like that. So I go into this housing community that end up being low income. Man, that was dope. Yo, the low income housing that these white people had ain't nothing like nothing you ever seen, bro. They had like built-in barbecues, gazebos, water fountain, bike trail, garden. They had gardens pre-made to go with their apartment. You see what I'm saying? And solar panels. Yeah, what?
Okay. It was really clean, right?
It was awesome. Yeah.
Was there any drug selling going on?
Yeah, it still was drugs though. It was just different. Yeah, mushrooms, mushrooms and heroin.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
was it like people? Was it like trash everywhere? People drinking?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
So
you ask him about where they trapping? Where they trapping?
Yeah. It was a white boy trap for mushrooms.
Right. That's fine. Okay. So was it like?
But they look a lot different.
Was it chicken plates, pit bulls, and cars, broken down cars, stuff everywhere?
No,
right.
it was beautiful.
Right. So now.
But when the guy told me that he had subsidized housing, it just fucked me up. It just messed me up. I was like, "What do you mean because I live in this apartment here is subsidized. I can go look out my window right now and see anybody pissing, shitting, shooting up. My kids call them zombies. My whole building surrounded by, even my street name is High Street. They won't even, you know what I'm saying? At one side, at the top of our street is DC. You know what's at the top of the hill? DCF. So we got DCF, the biggest dope trap ever right now in this city, and then a church. You between this, you know what I'm saying? And what am I saying? Yo, all right, so that's the difference I'm seeing. My children, I have a petition for a park, and I got shot down. They is not trying to hear. They let the drug addicts win because they were saying that they would eventually take over the park and this and that. And I'm like, we need to show us being a community and family and walk around with our children.
Nah, Negro, you trying to do good. You trying to do good in the hood. You gotta understand it was designed. It was designed that way. See, white subsidized communities are designed to keep people until they can make their way out of it. Because you can put any white man in a suit, give him a haircut, and we will think he got money. You put a black man in a suit and give him a haircut, and we gonna think that nigga trying to rob you from something, or you on your way to court. So the conditioning is conditioning is so bad that the systems, like, now I can take you to a white neighborhood that's like bad. You go to East Baltimore, it's bad. Like, I'm talking jokers be leaning, nodding, white mics on the corner selling dope. Yup, all of it. And messed my head up when I saw it the first time. But the point is, our subsidies are designed to keep us inside the fence, right? Their subsidies are designed to show them what's on the other side of what's on the other side of the fence, and then there are programs in place to help them get there. Right. So if I keep you warm, I keep you fed, and then I don't let you charge that. I don't charge you that much for rent, and I make your life comfortable. And then I also say that if you die, you can will your Section 8 or your subsidies to your children. Why would you leave?
What?
Yes, my boy right now, college roommate. I ain't gonna say his name because he might be honest, but college roommate lives in the Bronx in rent control apartments. and he makes over $150,000 a year. But because he don't want to give up his rent control $600 a month 2-bedroom apartment in the Bronx, he refuses to move. To the point where his wife, who he met, also lives in the same building. And it was at a point in time, it was a struggle who was going to give up the apartment, because having rent control apartment in the Bronx is like gold. His mother lives downstairs. His sister used to live probably upstairs or whatever, right? But that social conditioning of, I'm not giving this up. This is good living.
Yeah, I fell into that also with like so I my way out of it was starting my business. And I'm talking, I was just all gung-ho about it, and Corona happened. And then when I look at TV and it's like small black businesses like that, it's really pissing me off. I really gave my best effort this time. And then I had to try to do it without my apartments knowing. So like passing out business cards and stuff, I didn't want them to know because I was trying to go and get into a house. But anyway, any kind of job, my wife got a job, and our rent shot up so much it wasn't even worth. It was like
Ain't
was
that
like
something?
and it scared me. It scared me because when I moved in here, it was $901 a month. I've been here 2 years now. My apartment is $1,350. I don't. So what am I supposed to do? I'm not really sure. I knew if my company, I would at least had to be making $2,000-$3,000 a month to be totally independent of any government assistance. I was trying to get totally off of it. Now I'm sitting here hoping they'll send me another check, and I'm gonna leave it like that, bro. It's a trap. It's a trap.
You can get you a luxury apartment down for that.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I got 2 kids, a wife. I ain't,
You pay more.
You live. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You living in the wrong part of the country based upon what it is you do, right? Like you can take that same salary, that same financial requirement to the South, and you be on easy street.
Real quick. Okay, here in Massachusetts, they have Mass Health. I have never paid for nothing. So when I hear you guys saying
the Mitt Romney plan,
I'm a certified welder, and I'm a machinist and things, and I was working in manufacturing, right? And I used to get sick. I thought it was the manufacturing. So I got diagnosed with something. So here I go to the doctor anytime I want to. So 2 years ago, we go down to Georgia, and I switched my health care, my SSI healthcare, and they shut that down. They gave me 12 visits for the whole year. I had to be like, okay, do I want to go to the dentist, or if I'm gonna go to therapy, or if I go to the doctor? I had to pick them.
Ain't that some shit?
Well,
ain't that crazy?
So then my wife, you know what I'm saying, other things, we came back because I was sick. I went to get an apartment. It was a nice ass apartment. They wouldn't even let me move in. They was saying because I had SSI, and I was like, I know that's illegal. You can't discriminate on me like that. Like, it's grandmas and grandfathers out here that live in apartments. They live. I just don't look like I get SSI. I guess, but
the people you just said, right? You went to Georgia, one of the whitest states in America.
I grew up there.
And they looked at you like, nah, you get 12 visits. So now that goes back to when you see these white folks who are in these bad situations, they really think that it's our fault that they can't afford. No, it's the system that they support. It's crazy, but it's the system that they support. They don't know that they're being played. And another way to change this country is if you change it from, and this is where Dr. King was on something. The Poor People's Campaign was a big deal. I believe that was 1963. I'm not sure. 1963, 1966. I think it was 1963. But the Poor People's Campaign was a big deal because poor encompasses all colors. And in this country, it's just like going to Atlantic City and changing the odds into your favor. Instead of trying to play roulette and win one number, you bet black or red. And then if you bet black or red consecutively, you went from 50% to 25% chance of winning. If you bet black or red 3 times in a row, you go to 12.5% of winning. If you bet black or red, meaning black 4 times in a row, there's a 6.25% chance of winning. So if I say black's going to win 4 in a row, I got a 6% chance to win, right? If I say black ain't going to win 4 in a row, I flip the odds, and now I got a 93.5% chance of winning. So I'm gonna flip the odds in my favor. The Poor People's Campaign, and that's some slick math, right? The Poor People's Campaign did the same thing. It said it's not about black or white, it's about rich and poor. And in this country, poor people make up more than 80% of the population. So now, if you become a champion for the poor, that's when them people from West Virginia and Stone Mountain, Georgia, and all these other, and Scranton, Pennsylvania, that's when they go, yo, he's right, because grandma got this too, and we fucked up. And it ain't about the black people. And when Dr. King was doing that, in addition to other things that he was fighting for, the economic plan in 68, that Poor People's Campaign, that was big. Because you know what I'm saying, you involving other people in the party, and now they don't feel like you excluding them. And that's a hell of a strategy that we never. I would love to have a black person. I would love to have somebody like CNN have a town hall with poor blacks and poor whites in the same room talking about their issues. And when they come out realizing that the devil is in the details, and the same person that's holding them back is holding us back, I guarantee you see a power shift.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
But look, y'all fellas, we had a good conversation, man. A little bit over 2 hours. Try to keep it at 2 hours.
I'm gonna fuck Fu up. I'm gonna tell you right now. No disrespect. I'm gonna tear Fu up because I had a paper to type, and he was like, "Yo, I need you to jump on."
Actually, Fu had a family emergency, man. He texted me. He had death in the family's aunt passed.
Whoa.
So, he had to leave, man. So so keep him in your prayers, man. Yeah. So he texted me, let me know.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So y'all keep Fu in your prayers, man. And
I'll take that back.
We at the point where we finna do our part in comments. So whoever want to go first,
Go first. I'm gonna get on out of here, man, and hopefully we'll get somebody to pick that torch up. But on the realness, man, we're gonna have to get the politicians we got in there now. We're gonna have to get some leverage on these guys that we got in office, in Congress, and all these black governors and black mayors and black city leaders. We have to hold them accountable. So that is the thing, man. Hold them accountable, man. Get some kind of leverage on them. All right, man. You guys hold it down, man. I'll see y'all next Tuesday.
All right, bro.
All
Take
right,
it easy,
Black man. I
Appreciate you coming
your
on,
time,
man.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, I don't really have these big wise quotes or anything to say. I'm just saying I appreciate.
Hey man, it's everyday people show, man. You got it. We got KZ for that, man.
I really appreciate it. It gives me a avenue to voice my opinions and things where I'm in a place where me talking like this is not even positive. Like it turns into negative things, even discussing Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. So a lot of times it's hard for me to find people to actually chop it up with and they understand where I'm coming from. And I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed night. And I'll see y'all next week.
All right, man. And that's exactly why I wanted to create this show to give like the show said, everyday people some a forum to come on and talk about it without having to feel like they competing with a bunch of scholars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Or be under attack.
I agree.
Hey, but appreciate your input, man. You know, I appreciate it, man. Come back again, man. Chop it up, man. You know.
Appreciate you.
I just want to say thanks for even inviting me. Like I said, I'm in school right now trying to get my doctorate degree, and I got all these papers that I be done by Sunday. And I really just took a break from writing because I think this topic and this conversation is a good thing. And I think that when you put the energy like you guys have in the room together, you know what I'm saying? I just think it's dope. And like I said, I mean, I'm a contact Fu to find out what's going on with him. That's my childhood friend. We grew up together. from Little League baseball. So I don't know what's going on with him, but like I'm gonna thank him for having me come back on, because this is, and I think you guys are on to something great, man. I think y'all are on to something. Keep pushing, and keep pushing. This is dope, and for all the brothers that was on it, I want you to know that I'm gonna walk away with all the input that I heard tonight. I heard some powerful stuff, man. Really powerful stuff, and I just want to thank everybody for even giving me a chance to be part of it.
Hey man, you always welcome here, bro. You always welcome here. Anytime you want the link, just say, man, send me the link, man.
I appreciate it.
This,
I'm gonna send
this,
him the link.
this
Hey,
not
on
this,
FP2, bro.
this is not my show. I'm just facilitating it, man. That's all I do.
You do a good job, man. You do a good job.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, come back again, KZ, man. I love listening to you, man. You got a lot of knowledge in the head, man.
Yeah,
you know
KZ, you gotta add me, KZ, on Facebook, man.
It's Moses KZ Jones.
You gonna make these boys start researching, man, in a minute.
Got to, man. With a Z, Mozes KZ Jones. My name ain't Moses though. That was my production company name. It was Moses Jones. Mozes, and then KZ, and then Jones. It's a long story, but
I got it.
All right, and then you can share with the brothers if you want, man. We can politic whenever.
I just hit it, so just a lot.
I'm gonna accept it as soon as I get off.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Appreciate it, man. All right, Black man. It's on you, man. What's up, bro?
Man, it's on us, man.
You got to say what you got to say.
Yeah, man. I just want to say, man, once again, bro, this was deep, impactful. We're getting better, man. We're getting bigger and stronger, man. And like I said, man, things gotta change, man. And I think it will soon. I know people think, a lot of people say we're asking for a lot as far as reparation and money and economic strength and growth. But I think we keep pushing and manifest the plan. I think it'll come through. I think Ice Cube doing a wonderful thing. For the hypocrites out there don't really understand what he's trying to do, y'all need to do your research first before you start judging. And it's on, man. Just everybody be ready for January 3rd. And I just want everybody to know, man, we here to give out good information to empower the people, man. This platform is to empower you and the people in the world.
He gonna empower us, man. Ain't no
us.
Ain't no INT.
Ain't no INT here.
Hey man, appreciate it coming through, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get old boy, get your weed guy back, man.
Oh, my cousin?
Yeah.
I'll get him back. Maybe he'll come in this Tuesday. I'll shoot him a link.
Y'all let me know y'all got some ideas for some shows, man. But we ain't talking about no comic books though, man.
That's on my own terms.
Yeah. I'm just messing with you, bro. Hey man, but hey, I get it with you though, man. You know what I'm saying? I see you around.
All right.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, y'all. This is the part where we get ready to say goodbye, man. I thank y'all for showing up, chopping it up, all the comments y'all made. Everybody, all the guests. I appreciate y'all for coming. My co-host, Jermaine, had something to do. Hey, y'all keep my boy Fitz in your prayers for the loss of his auntie. Keep him in your prayers. You know what I'm saying? And this is where we get ready to say goodbye right here, but I'm going to leave y'all a little something. I'm going to leave y'all a little something. No matter what's going on, y'all go vote now. Y'all make sure y'all go vote. Vote for the right person. Y'all vote for Biden. Don't vote for Trump. All right, y'all. But whatever y'all do, just go vote. Exercise the little power that you do have in this country, and that's the vote. Put in the leaders who we think most align with our thinking. You know what I'm saying? Go vote, and just remember, keep fighting the good fight, and the change gonna come. That's what's up. I'm leave y'all with that right there. Yeah, I'm leave y'all with that right there. Change gonna come. By yours truly, this is a cover that I did. Let's do it.
I was born by the river in a little tent in been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it is. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. Oh, no, Lord, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it is. So I go to the movies, and I go downtown, but there's always someone telling me we don't want you hanging around. It's been a long time coming, but I know our change gon' come. Oh, yes it is. And then I go to my brother. Oh, yes, I did now. And I say, brother, help me, please. Oh, yeah, now. But then he wound up knocking me. Oh, yes, he did, y'all. Guess what he did? Back down on my knees. There was time that I thought I wouldn't last for long. Oh, nah. But through Christ Jesus, I know that I'm able to carry on. Oh, yeah. It's been a long time coming,